Okay, quick Monday afternoon radar update. So, melting sort of market, good move up over the last few days. You know, some pretty big gaps in some of these markets as well. Not really being tested, but you know, we always say anywhere in the right hand side. 50% pullbacks of moves are very common, especially on short-term charts. But today, what is really happening? Metals are on volume again. I know a lot of people were going, oh, you know, island reversal. They'll be throwing these fancy names at all these things. Whatever, you know, if you hold stocks for trends, you know, going off piste already. A pretty good rule is, you know, when the trend is up, you stay long, and commodity related stocks are a little bit of a pain in the bum. But at the end of the day, you know, stocks will stair step. Suck it up if you want to ride the trend. We call it a time frame spiral, where people start managing their longer term positions by looking at 20-day moving averages and things like that. You know, don't let that sort of disease eat into your longer term sort of goals, is the best way of putting it. So, very strong. Obviously, we've been talking about these from the pullback. Yes, they've traded a swing move on. You know, we can look at a few of these markets. And let's just move into what's happening. Dollar, obviously, the other side of the seesaw to the metals. Looks like it wants to open lower again. It should do. Let's go and have a look at cable, because, you know, we pulled into a swing move. Why did we look at that as a swing move? Same reason we looked at this as a swing move. It's an area, broke out of the base, active low, high, first retrace, breaks out again. Remember how many people were trying to short cable up here? Yeah, it's all right if you know, you trade on the intraday chart, but if you're more of a trend orientated sort of follower of these things, you know, you're never gonna trade against the pullbacks or buying opportunities when the trend is up, is basically the simple way. And we saw it here on the outside up. We saw it here on the outside up as well, or swing point is what we call it, when it closes above the high of the lowest stick. And we also noted it moved into a swing kicker. Now, I don't know what gold's doing at the moment, but, you know, anyone who got involved down here should not be taking a lose now, because it's more than 50% of its journey back towards a swing, a normal swing target move, is the way I would look at it. I don't know what gold's doing, but that was in a swing kicker as well. It was trying to hold on, wasn't it? Yeah. So, you know, that little area in gold we looked at, active low, double bottom, higher high, and it's kind of, you could say, well, you know, it might run out of steam somewhere up here. It might do, but it also might trend. Who knows? Not seeing gold stocks at the moment, but that might change. There's a few in there today, I think, precious metals. I'll quickly have a look at the large caps. It's 1308. We should have traded 60%, just over actually, but to be on average volume. And I'll just buzz through these large caps really fast. FX Pro continues. Remember where we saw the Rio Tinto? We saw it on a couple of times on the swing screens. Once on this day here, and then we saw it again on this day here. Just an area. MRL, obviously I held a position in this one. Normal action. Bit of news on it today. NFC continues. Saga. Just all this mess here is what you want to avoid. It did start to tighten up here, and we saw it. Something I always shout out, the voodoo average, and it came into play, didn't it? It's amazing how many times it does come into play. If you want to know more on that, you'll have to visit my website. But it's coiling under the, and then now it's trying to base out. Does it mean it's good for high price? It's a return to profit, return to growth. It's a recovery stock. Moving on, Northern Powerhouse Greggs. Let's keep going. AVCT is a lose more scenario. A little base on this one as well. This one's actually might be quite interesting to a few people. I'm not sure. ATYM. It's another sort of precious metals stock. What's in my sort of leaderboard, and it's kind of mid cap, mid float as well. I should have just thrown it in my watch list to have a look at it later. It came out of this big base, if you remember. Probably you don't, but you know, it is what it is. It was kind of loose, wasn't it, off the lows? Boca continues, fantastic. Seed machines moving on, and into the small caps. Just going back to that BT one. Remember BT from the swing screens? That day there, I actually traded this. I was in BT below 123. I got stopped out on this day here, up here. Just the way I was trailing, because it is what it is with swing trades. I was in for the swing and it stopped me out. Guess what? You know, that's how it goes. You suck it up. It's not about being right. It's just about how right you are and how wrong you are. And it's a mathematical sort of sum at the end of the day. And I'll stick to the way I manage them rather than blow the reason it's profitable out of the water. 61% to be an average volume. Moving on. So it's a good volume day again in small caps. My portfolio's blasted really strong move through highs. It's up a couple of percent today at least. But there's more red than green in it, so you know, we know got WATR and JLP and MRL doing the work for me today. Moving on, let's just buzz through these construction stocks. LIT, obviously, you know, we covered that in detail over and over again. Swing point was actually a while ago, and it's trying to tick up again. It's got a 0 on the forward pre-tax on this. You know, I'm not sure about it myself, whether that's a bad number. It shows return to growth, so this one here is still going sideways. It's decelerating, and I think it's had a profit breakout or earnings profit breakout. So it kind of traded towards some fantastic numbers. It did make a ripping move out of this IPO breakout, 100% move, and then it just went sideways, didn't it? And it is what it is. Sometimes, well, you know, it's still a good slingshot. And I suppose the only other setup there's been on that is a swing sort of entry here. It's kind of gone sideways, though profitable. So I do see that ledge. It won't be trading towards the same as it was trading towards, but sometimes the market is like that. It's prices them in rather than trades. You know, it trades towards price. That in that scenario, it looks like it priced in the best case really early and went through those results without any drama. THS, bit of a laggard, but compared to some of the other ones at the moment, but it could take off, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's at the first base it's still up nearly 100%. I think JLP must be up 500%. It went through 500% for us this morning. Having a good run at the moment. Anywhere in the right side, consolidation, as we say. WATR obviously still in trend mode there for us. I'll just mute my eBay screener. Jim, nothing wrong with that. Right side, famous last words, don't quote me on that, but yeah, it's doing well, isn't it? From where the lower risk entries were, it's doing fantastic. IHC, I kind of questioned that one, didn't I? But just thought it might be a little bit thin for me. Not that that's usually a problem, but at least I know there's people riding that one at trading bases. I hate it when one slips through and nobody's on it. But you can't be in everything, I suppose. Not unless you're running a tracker. KDNC. Moving on. That was a CTP, what we talked about. Yep, gold stock there. There's a few gold stocks in here. JLP, fantastic. I know we went through the 500% sort of from entry mark today. Yeah, we're still through it. Yeah, looks like a stage 2, doesn't it? It's just had a straight run off these lows. Where could it go? Who knows, SLP doing well as well. BGO, nothing wrong with that one either, still basing out. I actually micromanaged myself out of that one because I wanted to put some money into something else. Elco, doing okay as well. ULS, I'll just show you this, a blast from the past. Without throwing anyone under the bus, the best way to sort of, if you're new to investing and you're following tips rather than learning a methodology and learning low risk, I try to share methodology and I just trade the numbers, and I do not have an opinion on things what aren't in the numbers. Keep my brain outside the door, trade the best I can find at this point in time. Now just do a Twitter search and do ULS and have a look at what was being said about this stock in sort of late 17 and 2018, and then look at the pain, those very clever sort of opinions, telling everyone to average down and all that sort of nonsense, and then you've got an 80% haircut you've got to sit through. And a lot of people what go that route, they're happy with break even, so it comes back to where their account starts getting near break even, because people were averaging down before this thing had even fallen. It's unbelievable the trouble you can get in if you sort of, it should be risk management first, and you should know how much it's going to cost you. You never want to be holding a stock looking at break even as a win. Break even is not a win, it just means you've done something wrong. I'd rather have a small loser than a break even any day. Small losers, big winners. That's my game. But yeah, this was the run we talked about. We're getting extended up over here. trail point was there. That's where it's broke trend, and from the breaking trend, it's still lost over 70%. So, you know, simple methods. Now it's trying to move up again. I've got no forward data on it though at the moment, but you know, someone's talking about your stock. You know, if something breaks trend, I'm going to be negative on it. I don't care what the story is. I'll tell you now, every time it happens, the people who've been promoting that stock will tell you that the person who's like me, who wouldn't be involved in that stock when it's going down, you know, they'll be on the opposite side of the fence all day long. I'm here to make money, not be right. And it was sunny when I came into the office, and in a matter of seconds, the rain is pouring down. So that is today's radar update. Fantastic day in stocks again. What is happening in the market? We're just going sideways, aren't we? Okay.